Council of the City of LaGrange. We will begin with an invocation to be offered by Reverend Pete Shoger of Southcrest Church, to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
I'd like to start this by reading a prayer given by Peter Marshall to the U.S. years and years and years ago. It says, "We thank thee, O God, for the return of the wondrous spell of the Christmas season, to bring this own sweet joy into our jaded and troubled hearts. Forbid it, Lord, that we should celebrate without understanding, that we celebrate, like our counterparts long ago, or to hear the songs of glorious promise. As our heart yields to the spirit of Christmas, we discover that it is the Holy Spirit who comes, not a sentiment, but a power to remind us of the only way by which there may be peace on the earth and goodwill among men. May we not spend Christmas, but keep it, that we might be kept in its hope, though he who emptied himself in coming to us, that we might be filled with peace and joy in returning to God." Dear Heavenly Father, God, we do thank you, God, that you came at Christmas, and God, that we can have so much joy in our lives. God, I thank you that we get to live in a great city like LaGrange. God, I thank you for the leadership, for the mayor and the council members and all those who work so hard and diligent, God, to make sure that LaGrange makes itself better and better every year. God, I pray that you continue to build them up. God, I pray as people, God, that we would step up and encourage, God, that we would uplift, and God, instead of complaining, God, that we would part be the solution to the problems. God, I pray all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pete. Appreciate you being here and your prayer. Council members have all been given a copy of the minutes of our regular council meeting held on November 23rd. I will entertain a motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. That passes unanimously. Under delegations, we're delighted to be joined tonight by Cindy Edelson, intern in our Marketing and Communications Department. Ms. Van Shore, are you going to introduce? Okay.
Cindy Edelson is an active member of our youth council. We're very proud of her. She also is one of our committee chairs for mentorship. She wanted to learn more about the city of LaGrange once she started learning more at youth council. And so she did an internship with us. And when we have interns, we make them come and talk to y'all and tell them tell y'all what they learned. So Cindy's going to tell y'all what she learned.
Hello, I'm Sydney Edelson and I'm a senior at LaGrange High School. Starting in October, I had the opportunity to do a mini internship with Mr. Adam and Miss Katie. Although I have no idea what career I want to pursue, Youth Council inspired me to want to expand my knowledge and learn more about my community. During my internship, I learned a lot of new things. I first got introduced to all of the people who worked in City Hall and got to learn what everyone did. This gave me a better understanding of how the city is run. I then got to spend time with Miss Katie. She taught me a lot of new things about marketing. She showed me how she writes a press release, and I even got to overhear a conversation between her and a reporter. She showed me around the new visitor center where I found a real interest in the Stonewall Cemetery and Horace King's burial site. She told me all about it and took me to see it. I had never heard about this place before, and I thought it was really interesting that LaGrange had a place with so much history. She then showed me where the new parks were going and what they were going to look like. A few weeks later, I was driving home and saw the announcement pictures for Granger Park. I felt special that I had already seen the pictures and knew what was going on. I got to speak with Mary Kate Nix and learn all about Sweetland on Ice and all of the work it takes to run it. I then got a tour. I really enjoyed seeing where the artists hung out before the shows and even hearing the funny stories of all the artists' requests. I spent the last 2 weeks with Adam. He showed me all of the ins and outs of his job. I was really impressed with his promotional video he did for the LaGrange Fire Department. Seeing all of the things the fire department did impressed me and made being a firefighter sound a lot more intriguing than it did before. The things that really interested me the most was the LGTV channel. I had no idea this even existed. I watched an episode from each of the shows. My favorite was definitely the story of LaGrange. I thought it was so unique and inspiring to hear all of the stories of the people that live in LaGrange. When I went home, I showed all of my family some of the videos. They were also impressed and could not get over how professional the videos were. In the final week, I got to host the show City Scenes. This was such a cool experience to see what goes into filming a show. I learned about the lights, camera, and the sound. He then showed me how to edit the video. The next week, everyone I knew brought up that they saw me on Facebook. Before my internship, I did not even know that these series existed, so it was very interesting for me to see how many people these videos reached. Overall, during this time, I learned a lot about LaGrange. Although LaGrange is a small town, there were tons of things that I didn't even know existed. I'm very thankful that Mr. Adam and Miss Katie gave me this opportunity to learn from them. I think this was such a great experience and definitely recommend it to anyone that wants to learn more about the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for your service to the city. Appreciate you sharing your report. We also tonight, under delegations, have Tiara Harris and Communities for Tomorrow. Ms. Harris?
Good afternoon, everyone. Can I get my holistic kids to come up, please? They're holistic now, my holistic kids. Mayor and City Council, I wanted to let the kids say in their own words before I do the presentation. Hey, my name is Nakia Ford. What's your name? Tiara. Thanks to Miss Tiara, Mr. Kelvin, and you too. I just wanted to say thank you for the program. I really enjoyed it. And also shout out to my Principal Career Center. Thanks a lot for the program. I really learned a lot from you guys. Thank you.
Hey, how everybody doing? My name is Frederick Swint. Thanks to y'all for motivating me to go harder. Thanks to Mr. Little for inviting me to the Career Center to make all my credits up and just get out of school and graduate and go to college.
There you go.
Now we'll get into the presentation. So basically, when I came to the city at the beginning of this year, we had a goal in mind to stop the violence in the community with the young people. So with that, we first had to understand how we think, and how they think and how they move, and understand their day-to-day tasks. And that's why I did some research and got holistic, because they're more relatable to the kids than I am or you all. No, it's not working. Hold on. So basically, we connecting them with available resources in all-inclusive events. That means no matter if you're white or black, you all can come and enjoy and partake of the resources that we have. We are really, I'm a little nervous, but we are really wanting people to thrive in this community, especially our young people. These are the kind of events that we did this year. I am missing the women's the women's luncheon. But these are everything that Community and Mar have done for this year. The graduation luncheon. So every time someone graduates, when the kids graduate from the class, we do a graduation luncheon, and it involves having Western Tech there to set them up for school. Also, we have job placement there. I usually try to get them a direct hire, so we do 2 employers there. And also we added in Synovia's Bank this time go around, because we wanted them to know about banking and checking accounts, and the importance of having a bank account and not just a Walmart debit card. Also, Community Dream Day, and it's about resources. So we put all the resources in one area into a neighborhood. This year we have expanded to the Thread. So this year in April 2020, we will be at the Thread, and we're gonna have probably about 40 vendors. And so we really catering to the youth from 16 to 24. The LaGrange High School over there, and then we're going to have to coordinate with the other schools so they can come out. So if you want to go to the Army, if you want to go to West Georgia Tech, if you want to go to a university, we will have all of that. LaGrange College, we will have all of that behind the St. Mark's Church. And so it's just going to be a big event wherein it's just a whole bunch of resources. Financial literacy. As the pandemic showed that we were not prepared, but definitely we weren't prepared in finance. So a lot of people don't understand about credit. So this year, the focus I have been for everybody in the community is about credit and the power of credit. And so we have put at least 20 people, they are credit ready now. And then the underserved or the silent generation, as I call them, the older people, we overlook them because they don't have transportation. So we did 80 elderly people this year. Next year we are targeting 200 people. And we did 1/24 of youth, summer 50, fall 74. And if you look at it, it equates to 4.7 youth lives per week have been redirected in 6 months. These are the programs that we're going to expand to. We're doing mental health and trauma, financial literacy, credit repair and development, and that's very important. And we're going to teach them how to get a house, how to get a car, and not having the car dealership run your credit 110 times, but go to a bank and actually get a letter from the bank and give it to the car dealership. Civic engagement, and Kate and Van Sure have been helping me with this. And so it's kind of like we're going to teach them about the power of voting, knowing what your local leadership is doing, knowing what city council do, knowing what the mayor do, the city manager. Also, apprenticeship program. So we really touching on workforce development. So I'm planning on working with Three Rivers to do an apprenticeship and helping the kids know, try to figure out what they want to do, but not committed till they figure it out. So good to do apprenticeships. Cultural development. So we'll be dealing with race, trust building, diversity, and appreciation. And that's very important because we have people coming in from all different walks of life. So I want them to understand how different people live. Mentorship program. So this program is very important because we just don't want to go and give them a 13-week class and say, here you go. They need some extra guidance. They are the leadership. They are the leaders of their own life. All we is to do is to guide them. There's some pictures of Dorothy on the screen up there. And this is based on what I said, the civic engagement. We fed 80 elderly people. We did financial literacy for 20 households. And this is what we're gonna do as far as the community. So we're gonna keep the mobile food pantry going. We also gonna do a foundation in June 2022. And we also is going to do a financial workshop. So those are the months that we're going to do that on. And it's some more pictures of our community work. And these are all our partners. Any questions?
Thank you, Tierra, for that update. I'll just comment because I've had the pleasure of attending both of the graduations of the students who've completed the Holistic Stress Control Institute, the anger management program. Appreciate y'all partnering with Communities of Tomorrow because, as Tierra said, this was Tierra's vision to try to reach out to the youth in the community and bring some additional resources to the folks growing up in LaGrange. And understanding that we didn't have to reinvent the wheel, she was able to reach out to you and find this successful program and work very cooperatively with the school system, the Career Center, et cetera, to try to find ways to implement it. And like I say, for the benefit of the council, I've had the opportunity to attend the 2 graduations that they have done so far at West Georgia Technical College. The president of West Georgia Tech came down for one of those. I mean, it's certainly a team effort and a partnership, but Tierra is the one who had the vision and has the passion, and appreciate her continued engagement. As council may remember, this was one of the initiatives that the council funded earlier in the year. And I just wanted, sort of as a closing of that loop a little bit, for you to see that that they have touched about 70 total, but on the Holistic Stress Institute, about
124 now.
what? 124. Yeah, I didn't do the math right, but yeah. So I wanted y'all to see that lives are being touched in the community. as examples here. We have some, some students who participated, but good work is being done, and we appreciate all that you're doing. Any questions from the council?
Might I ask, what is the age range for your?
It's from 16 to 20. What y'all think? Yeah.
Yeah, 16 to 20. It's
Yeah.
high school age.
Yeah.
High school age and just a little bit older, right?
Well, we are high school, so it's
So
a
it is
high school student.
Maybe older than traditional,
Yeah.
but still, they're still in high school.
That's correct.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah. And yeah.
And then
Joe, could you introduce, I know you introduced the,
Jeff Little, that's the principal of the career school for Tripp County.
Yeah.
And he worked real hard with the students.
I just wanted to thank the council for their support and our kids. Our kids, if you don't know about the Career Center, we're working with some kids that don't do well in a traditional learning environment. They haven't done well yet. To some degree, they've been marginalized, either by their own doing or not their fault at all. They're in a place where they're trying to catch up. We've been able to put them in a performance learning model where they're able to learn at their own speed. We have two missions. That's to help these kids graduate and gain employment. We've included some wraparound type services, including social emotional, including some of the help from the Holistic Stress Institute that you guys funded. I just want to thank you for that.
thank you.
And then y'all packets in the back is everything they learn in the graphs and statistics and all that good stuff.
Thank y'all very much. Appreciate
Thank you
the
all.
report and the update. Appreciate the hard work.
I got just one more thing to say. I just want to thank y'all for coming and giving us an update. Since I've been here at the council, there have been far too few nonprofits or recipients of any of our funds that have come and give us updates without it being not budget time. So I want to thank you for informing us on your progress, and God bless you and keep up the great work. Thank you.
And Mr. Mayor, I want to thank them for a wonderful program. I was reading through this booklet here, and there's a lot of success. So thank you all so very much. Appreciate you all helping children.
Okay. Great. Thank y'all. Under petitions and communications, I have a Board of Planning and Zoning Appeals recommendation on a request to rezone property located in the 1400 block of Vernon Street. Ms. Kelsey?
Mr. Costa will give that report.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. An applicant has requested a portion of 3 parcels located in the 1400 block of Vernon Street be rezoned from suburban single-family residential to corridor medium-density residential. Yesterday, the Board of Planning and Zoning Appeals met and unanimously recommended the rezoning of these parcels. If it's your pleasure to do so, the action item for this evening is to set this rezoning request for a public hearing to be held on Tuesday, January the 11th.
Move a public hearing.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to call for public hearing. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Okay, that passes unanimously. We also have a Board of Planning and Zoning Appeals recommendation on proposed UDO text amendments.
Again, Mr. Costa.
Consistent with discussions had this morning during work session, staff is recommending text amendments to select portions of our Unified Development Ordinance. Yesterday, the Board of Planning and Zoning Appeals met and unanimously recommended the adoption of these proposed amendments. Once again, if it's your pleasure to do so, the action item for this evening is to set these proposed text amendments for a public hearing to be held on Tuesday, January the 11th.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to call for public hearing. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. That passes unanimously. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Coster. Under reports, do any council members have anything to report tonight?
No report.
Slight report.
Okay.
It's come to my attention that over at the Greg Center, I know it's not our wheelhouse, but it is our investment. It's basketball season over there, and they're going to start construction after basketball season. But there's going to be an influx of a lot of people coming through. I think now would be an opportune time to post signs up over there indicating what the progress will look like in this first phase. And then the other request from them was that they've had a lot of new people move into the community, and they were wondering if it was possible that you could partner with the county and maybe have some directional signs from the main roadways going back to the Griggs Center. Because there are a lot of people that are not from here that may actually get lost. And I don't think we've ever had any directional signs to the Griggs Center. But I told them I would ask.
Yeah, so on the first request, I think we'll ask staff to communicate that to the Parks and Rec staff about the signage on the Griggs Center itself. And of course, we have a Parks and Rec board member here
Yes, we
as
do.
well that can communicate that. And then on the directional signage, I think that's something that we could probably handle through our sign shop. So if we could maybe work with Mr. Prather and his staff to see where it would make sense to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Please, thank you. I appreciate that. And the staff at the Griggs Center appreciates that.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay. City Manager report, Ms. Kelsey.
Just the financial statements for November are attached to your agenda materials, as well as the payment of bills over $2,000. I don't have any particular comments at this point, but would be glad to answer any questions the council might have.
Council have any questions for the city manager? Okay, hearing none, we will move on to ordinances. We have no first reading of ordinances tonight. We have 2 second readings. The first is an ordinance annexing property owned by MIC1 Development LLC and located at 1360 Lafayette Parkway.
An ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of LaGrange to annex to the city contiguous real property owned by MIC1 Development LLC and located on Lafayette Parkway, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to fix an effective date and for other purposes.
Move to approve annexation.
Have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. That passes unanimously. And we also have an ordinance zoning property to be annexed into the city owned by MIC1 Development LLC and located at 1360 Lafayette Parkway.
An ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of LaGrange to amend the code of the city, to amend the zoning map and ordinances of the city so as to classify the use zone of real estate to be annexed into the city located on Lafayette Parkway and owned by MIC1 Development LLC, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to fix an effective date.
Motion to approve annexation.
Have a motion and a second to approve the zoning.
Zoning, sorry.
Yeah. The ordinance. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. That passes unanimously. Okay. We'll move on to board and agency appointments. I have the Historic Preservation Commission, 3-year terms to succeed Jamie Bradfield and Sarah Bowie Barentine.
Make the move that we reappoint the 2.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to reappoint. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. That passes unanimously. We also have the Troup County Parks and Recreation Commission, 3-year terms to succeed Anita Holly and 2-year term to succeed Andy Fritchley.
Move to reappoint.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to reappoint. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. That passes unanimously. And then the Three Rivers Regional Commission, we have a 4-year term to succeed Mayor Thornton.
I got a motion that we appoint Nathan Gaskin.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second to appoint Councilman Nathan Gaskin to the Three Rivers Regional Commission
Third.
to succeed me. Did I say that wrong?
No, you fine.
He said he made a
I've
third.
made a third.
Okay.
I was just trying to keep me busy.
4-year terms. All right. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any
Abstain.
opposed, no. That passes. That passes unanimously with 1 abstention, 5-0. Okay. Ms. Van Shore, would you like to close us?
Yes, sir. The good news for tonight, we want to highlight some of the great things going on in our parks department, in our parks area. We wanted to highlight our new parks director, Michael Coniglio, with background information given by City Manager Kelsey, Mayor Thornton, and Councilman Gaskin. And then take a look at our 3 big major projects going on in the parks on Hamilton Road, Weisville Road, and Granger Playground.
My name is Michael Coniglio. I'm the Director of Parks for the City of LaGrange within the Department of Public Works. My job as Director of Parks is to oversee and maintain all the city parks, the Thread, Sweetland, and South Bend Parks, and Lafayette Square. So now's an exciting time for the City Parks Department and the City of LaGrange. We are currently underway with 3 projects that are directly related to parks. One being McGregor Park, which will replace the Union Street Park on Hamilton Road. The second being the Ben Hill Linear Park next to LaGrange Housing Authority in Wasteville Road. And the third being the renovation of Granger Park. So Granger Park renovations will completely rehab an existing park setting that we had there and playground. We're basically improving the drainage there. We're adding new playground equipment and adding also a trike track for the age groups 2 to 5, which we think will be very exciting for them.
So we want each park to have its own unique elements, and so we want to create them as destinations. For instance, if you look at South Bend Park, that's really kind of a skate park along with green space and playground, dog parks. So we're very focused on adding these elements for our citizens. We think it's hugely important. Our goal is really to create a nice place for our citizens and our guests to come and enjoy recreational space or just passive park space. We think that's important too.
The parks in LaGrange, there's so much stuff that's going on with them, improving them, recognizing them, revitalizing them, and making them accessible to all kinds of people. That's what I'm excited about the most. And it's just truly a pleasure to be a part of this.
It's important to invest in parks because parks are a quality of life amenity. So when people come to LaGrange or people live in LaGrange and they want to know what is there to do, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of activities in this community. A lot of those involve public parks. And so I would encourage people to learn more about the Thread Trail, to learn more about the parks around town that the Thread connects. There are a lot of great activities and great amenities. When people are looking for recreation activity, it doesn't always have to be programmed activity. It doesn't have to be something that you pay for. It can just be something that you enjoy when you come out into a public park.
I think it's really a good time for the city residents to be here and see what the future holds for our parks with the expansions, with the renovations, and with the possibility of new parks. As the city of LaGrange continues to grow, I think we'll see more usage of the Thread in the city parks, and residents really will have some world-class facilities in the Parks Department to enjoy.
Okay, well done. Thank you, Ms. Van Shore. And I would just comment, I saw Dr. Gore asking Councilman Gaskin how he got in the video. And the answer is he picked up trash on the first Saturday of the month because the Adam and Philip were following us all around on the litter pickup day. So that's some encouragement for everybody to come out on the next litter pickup. You might turn into a video star, right?
Tell them I went swimming.
We noticed your wife was down in the ditch picking up trash.
So my wife and Councilman Gaskin have no fear of getting down into the water. Now, but I will say Karin did have on rubber boots. Nathan had on sneakers, so it was a little bit. I don't know if you ruined those shoes or not, but the rubber boots were pretty good.
Oh no! Where I come from, we get down and dirty in the water.
Well, you and Karin were having fun down there in that creek.
Oh yeah.
So we stand adjourned.